Small business is about courage, risk-taking, independence, and we small business owners are survivors. Everybody has an idea for a business, but how do you take that idea from mind to market? This is the place to learn.
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
It's a new kind of school. Together we'll learn about business from the inside out, from the people who've done it. We'll meet the men and women who are today's pioneers and quiet heroes. Their lives are the textbooks. Our classroom is the world.
Small Business School is made possible by support from IBM. We're not just for big business anymore. At our website, discover how technology can move your business forward. When it's your business, everything matters. IBM. And the United States Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. There's no wait at the post office in your own office. USPS.com is waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Hattie Bryant. Since the Pilgrims, waves of immigrants looking for freedom and opportunity have come to the U.S. In the 18th century, my own family fled religious persecution in France to make a new home in America. Many new Americans start businesses because they know how, or because no one will hire them. And many prosper from hard work and family unity. The Baylor Family Institute says that over 90% of U.S.-based small businesses are family businesses, and we've introduced you to many of them here, but nothing like the one you'll meet today. Hope Landcart is the owner of Joe T. Garcia's Mexican restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas. Her parents came to Texas from Mexico, and Hope has never had a job. She has always had work. She grew up in the kitchen of her parents' restaurant, and unlike her siblings, she never left. This corner has been one of the most popular spots in Fort Worth for more than 60 years. It's Joe T. Garcia's, Joe T's to the locals, who pack this restaurant and bakery every day at lunch and dinner. They come for more than the great food. It's the Joe T. experience. Among the regular customers are Joe T's accounting firm of Brantley, Frazier, and Rogers. They came for lunch along with Nan Frazier, who's eaten here since she was a child.
It's just like an institution. People come from all over the United States and they want to go to Joe T's.
Mm-hmm. What do you think they're doing right?
Oh, I think that the enthusiasm of all the family for the business is the big attraction out here, because people get to know all the kids and look forward to seeing them.
Joe T. Garcia started the business by serving up barbecue. Then his wife added the family recipes she brought from Mexico. Today, their daughter Hope Garcia Landcart oversees the business and the authentic Mexican home cooking people keep coming back for. What's the secret? So this is the chili relleno.
Really, the big secret is what she's doing right now. This right here, the egg.
The batter?
The batter, in order for it to puff up like it should.
Inside every great business, you will find close attention paid to hundreds of details. You'll find that attention in abundance here at Joe T's. And the chili relleno, how do you prepare it to this point?
The chili, we put it over the grill and let it toast. Then we peel the top part off.
Okay.
And then after that, we cut it and we take out all the seeds. And then you either stuff it with chicken or cheese or the picadillo. Of course, we use the real tenderloin in there.
Okay. Okay.
We don't use a picadillo.
Now, is this your father's recipe? Your
My mother's
your
recipe.
Mother's recipe. All right. And you believe she brought all these from Mexico?
Oh, I know she did.
That this has nothing to do with Texas.
No, but so many people say Tex-Mex.
But it's Mexican.
But really, this is from her part of town, Mexico, which was Yurecuaro, Michoacan. That's the way her mother did it. Well, Mother started a little place in the back part of the grocery store. And she would serve sandwiches to the packing house workers. And then that's how I think they got the idea of putting a little restaurant.
Hope was the baby of 5 children. She was literally raised in the business. The family lived in the back of the house and took care of customers in front. Okay, so you had learned the business from both of your parents. Hope, you see the papers, restaurants open and close, open, close, open, close. And I know from the research that a restaurant is probably the hardest type business to make successful.
That's right.
Why do you think this is working?
I think hard work. You just have to just keep working at it and trying to make it.
What 2 immigrants began more than 60 years ago is now in its 3rd generation as a family-owned business.
Should we maybe have Hope and Mary sit right here?
Sure.
Okay, Hope and Mary.
On the patio, we gathered as many of Hope's family members as we could. Hope has 7 children. They're all involved in the business. And plans are being made for the 4th generation, Hope's 19 grandchildren.
Well, is it always as hard to get people together?
Oh, yes.
Where is everybody?
Working?
Everybody.
Her sister Mary is the cashier, and her daughter-in-law Jody runs catering.
I grew up in the restaurant business just from the time I was born. I mean, from bassinet was in the kitchen. I mean, I didn't know really much of anything besides a kitchen. I thought that was like everybody's living room, dining room. I mean, it was that kind of, and I just always grew up in the kitchen and fell in love with it,
Lanny is Hope's oldest son. He is the president of the company and runs the restaurant. I'm convinced that the reason we're who we are today, everybody, is based on who you hang around with. Who influences you? Who are your mentors? Who are your role models? And so
mine would have to be my grandmother.
Your grandmother taught you how to be a restaurateur.
Yeah, I mean, I learned everything from her. There was nothing I didn't learn from her. She was doing all the cooking back then, and she would always take care of me, and always cook me dinner and buy me breakfast, in the mornings when we get up before I go to school. And when the route women would come in, the delivery men, I mean, they were all like family. They'd all come in and say hello, Mama Seuss, and and it was.
They called her Mama.
Well, that's what everybody called her, Mama Seuss.
Mama Seuss. What does Mama Seuss mean?
It's short for Jesus. Her name was Jesus.
Oh, okay. And so the people that were bringing the tomatoes and all the vendors,
and they all made it a habit to
loved
be
her.
here at 7:30 when she was cooking me breakfast. So that way, the breakfast was always a big, I was sitting down here with all the beer men and the.
Oh, she fed them too?
Oh yeah, because that time.
Wait a minute. Your grandmother gave her suppliers their breakfast.
Oh yeah, Because the linen man would always know what time that I was either getting ready to get ready for school and stuff like that. So the whole table that we used to do, the prep table, was always, wiped off. And then she'd be cooking breakfast for just probably about 10, 15 people every morning while I was getting ready to go to school, because everybody knew what time she was cooking me breakfast. So she would cook for about 15, 20 people every morning.
But what is that teaching you?
I think I learned how to respect people a lot, and for people to come to your establishment, they have to respect you. They have to have a. You have to know that you're into what you're doing.
Well, let me put it this way. If there is a tomato shortage, and if anybody in this town's going to get a tomato, it's going to be you guys. Because you've been giving this guy breakfast every day for years.
Well, that's another one.
I'm not saying that she was selfish. All I'm saying is that because she was gracious, you get good service.
That's what they had great service. At 7:30 in the morning, everyone got all kinds of service.
Everybody coming in.
Yeah.
Are these your secret recipes, the family secret recipes?
My grandmother.
And so are you the one who teaches each person who cooks here?
Me and my mother.
You run the food. Son David manages the food division.
And we make a salsa, hot sauce.
The hot sauce that you put in jars?
That we package in jars, 16-ounce jars, and it comes in mild, medium, and hot. And we first started back in 1989 getting it ready. And I went to Texas A&M a little bit and took some microbiology, and we formulated it through Texas A&M to make sure it was up to code and everything. Everything was good. And the hot sauce we actually serve in the jars, we created to be in competition with what was on the shelf. So we had to take all possibilities and factors into what people really enjoy when everyone doctors their own hot sauce up because they'll eat any chip, but they'll pick their hot sauce.
Is that right? We'll eat any chip, and
Yes.
you know that
Well,
as a fact?
Yeah, if it's on sale, they'll eat it. We made that hot sauce up especially for the stores, and it's actually very, very good.
Is that based on research? You said that you're going to compete with those other jars on the shelf?
Researching myself and family sitting down eating different hot sauce and thinking this will work.
Really?
Yes.
So all the family gets around and says, what do we like the
Oh
best?
yeah. I always bring them everything that, if I come up with a recipe, I'll bring it in and say, what do you think? If they have a recipe for something, they bring it in and say, well, what do y'all think? And everybody says yay or no, and we kind of go like that.
Jesse, you're the fifth child, right?
Yes, I am.
Tell me what you do.
Jesse runs the bakery along with his brother Philip, who was out making sales calls.
Yes, I was the one that didn't want anything to do with the restaurant business. I went away to boarding school, was going to be a journalist,
You
had
didn't
all
want
these
to do the
fabulous
restaurant
dreams, and here I am, and I enjoy every bit of
I
it.
was going to say, did you try to do the other thing, and then you said, I miss my family, or?
I just missed the camaraderie, the closeness, and all the things that come with being in a family business. And not that they're not just tough times, but that's what makes the good times is the tough times also. If that makes any sense.
Well, you know, somebody looking at this would think, oh my gosh, they've been in business since 1935. They've never, I mean, this guy doesn't know tough times.
Oh gosh. Oh yes.
Now, haven't you found this to be explosive growth for you?
Oh, absolutely. First store called us. We didn't even. We haven't really pursued any sort of, you know.
You haven't had to market.
Absolutely not. And it's all been. We've been very fortunate. We have about 78 stores now, including as far. We sell bread as far as west as El Paso, Arizona. Excuse me. Far east is as Marshall, Texas, and
So
far
the
south is
first
south.
store that called you, was it someone who had been in here to eat?
A
and
local
said,
store.
Whoa, those guys ought to know how to do bread.
They've heard of the restaurant. They knew we made some bread, and they said, "Would you try making some bread for our stores?" And we put a cabinet in there, and now it's a very lucrative part of our business.
The bakery now has retail outlets and supplies local groceries with authentic Mexican breads.
These are campechanas.
They look really sweet.
No, these are so fluffy. If you bite it, they just fall apart.
Really?
You can't keep them, and you have to know how to eat those.
Flaky.
They're
You have to eat
very
it like
flaky.
this?
Right, like this. They're very, very flaky and very, very good and very, very demanding people.
They want them.
They do want them. And these are our biscuits.
These are biscuits? Wow.
Delicious food starts with the best ingredients. Hope's son Joe does all the buying.
Lanny said you don't use a freezer.
That is correct. We do everything fresh. We just have a refrigeration unit, and I buy fresh daily. That is one of the things that I deal with the people that I buy from. I said I got to have 7 days a week service, and I get 7 days a week.
And they deliver here every day?
Every day, fresh.
Because then y'all are here at 6 starting to chop and...
Right, exactly. All the chicken comes in ice packed, so that's fresh. And you pay a little bit more, but the quality is better. Like when it comes to my meat that I buy, that I serve the people, it's a very good quality meat. I use tenderloin. Just like if you go buy a top sirloin steak at a restaurant, that is what you're eating here.
Now, how did you learn this?
Oh, I guess over the years from being taught from, my mother, my oldest brothers, and getting in there early in the mornings and having them teach me. My mom always says the only way you're going to learn is get in the kitchen and learn. And she put us through that since we were children, I didn't know then what I know now, and I'm glad that she did. I thought, oh my God, my mom punished me, putting me in so early, but no.
Putting you in so early? Well, like, were the other kids your age out playing baseball and you were in the kitchen?
Right, all my friends used to always tell me that, they'd be out playing or whatever, or even when we were in high school, they'd be out in the school prom. I was here working.
You were working the prom night?
Prom night, yeah. But that was okay.
Wait a minute. What kind of taskmaster we have here with your mom? Did you not have a girlfriend? I know.
I guess I just enjoyed working. I mean, if that was, I'd rather do that than anything.
And maybe you didn't have time to have a girlfriend.
No, well, you find time when you could, but, I guess just being in the restaurant, man, it involves a lot of time. But I tell you what, I don't regret any time that I might have lost in my past. I've enjoyed it.
My job is that now I'm in charge of catering and sales and on-premise parties.
Jody was 17 and Lanny was 20 when they married. 27 years later, she tells me why she has always been part of this family business.
I mean, we grew up together, and I think that's the reason we've lasted so long and we have such a great relationship. It's because we were children growing up together, and it just stayed that way.
But why did you decide to come to work here?
If I wanted to sing, if I wanted to, be with him at any time during the day or night, I came to work.
Because he was here.
He was here. This was his priority.
Okay, so Lanny, if you were giving advice to someone about starting a restaurant, what would you tell them? What do they have to be doing?
I think to run a restaurant, you gotta love two things. You gotta learn to wash dishes and to cook.
A lot of people love the cooking, but they don't want to wash the dishes. Are you saying that we have to be able and be willing to do all of it?
In a restaurant business, you have to love to do everything from mopping up the floors to sleep. You gotta love the whole package.
I said at the beginning that Hope has never had a job. We here at Small Business School believe a job is when you're doing something when you'd rather be doing something else. Work is great. Jobs are just to make ends meet. Hope has never created a job for herself. She's created work for herself and many others. So for Hope, running a business is not a job. It's a way of life, and that work is her way of shaping her world just the way she wants it. Meaning in work is easy to find when you look closely. Making the perfect tortilla, handling the chili relleno gently, marinating the meats at the right temperature. This is meaningful. The result delights the customers who've been coming to Joe T's, some for 60 years. Lanny says that if you want to run a successful restaurant, sure, you have to love cooking, but you also have to love washing the dishes. What this says to me is Lanny believes that loving each step is what is important. When you do hundreds of little things right, the customer is delighted. Hope and her family all love people, they all love work, and they pull together as a family. Anyone can do the first two, but very few companies have so many family members engaged so fully in the same goals. That's a magic formula. New Americans particularly benefit from strong family ties that reach into the extended family. Work and personal lives are lived in a swirl of activity, and those involved don't seem to think they have a job. They have a life, they have a purpose, and they have a sense of completeness. At smallbusinessschool.org, there is self-help study for people who want to start a business and for those who want to grow the business they have. To learn more about this episode, choose the overview. You can read every word you're hearing today when you choose the transcript and go deeper with the case study. There's streaming video and access to interactive study guides throughout the site.
As the years went by, we expanded to my mother my children couldn't go anywhere, They really had to work a lot. So basically, they didn't have a lot of recreation. So she decided to give them a pool, and that's how we got the pool. And so like that, they would have some entertainment, and their friends would come over and swim at night, and, and they had a good time. So that was one reason that we got, and then it became a patio. People liked it out here, and we'd start putting tables, and they start eating, and it's a patio, and then Lanny and David decided to make it bigger, and it's been going since now, the whole block's patio.
So in the spring and the summer, you double your seating capacity.
Really, the pool was for the kids to swim in, for the younger children. And now it's a big attraction. People want to come sit by the pool. And that was just a little idea. Why don't we sit outside? So, and now everybody has a patio, and I think we were one of the first. And I don't think anyone has one this big or this pretty.
So cultivate the idea.
You got to. And if it doesn't work, go to the next idea. See if it works. And that's what they do. That's kind of the philosophy out here. You got to kind of take a chance. And it's those little bitty ideas that take off. I mean, the bakery started out as a takeout place, and now it's huge. And that was just supposed to be a little bitty thing. And the hot sauce started out as we're just going to deliver it to a grocery store. So just these little ideas take off, and it's the ones that work. And another thing that we really feel, if we like it and we enjoy doing it, and we sit down and we eat something, we say, this tastes really good, then someone else is going to like it too. And everything we've done out here has been, I think, And we'll bring a lot of our old customers in and go, what do you think about this? They're like, oh, it's great, it's great. You know, they're kind of our guinea pigs.
You do product testing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Tim, you know that Joe T's doesn't take credit cards. You think that's smart? You think they should get on the bandwagon, or what do you think?
I think Joe T's takes very good care of their customers, and they know what their customers like and what their customers need. And as those needs change, the restaurant is always adapted to those needs. And right now they take checks. A lot of their customers are regulars, and they know when they come out here that they don't take credit cards. And so I don't really see that for their particular customers that they really need to at this time.
Okay, and then it improves their profit margin, right?
It improves their profit margin by not having to pay those costs. That's right, and helps to keep their prices affordable for their customers.
Anything that people would ask for, we would give them. Because we
Customers-
knew we could do it.
Hey.
And
Now, is that that's something that a small business owner needs, is confidence that they can do it?
confidence that you can do it, sure. And you can do it. Just make up your mind you can do it.
I mean, even if you don't know, you go figure it out?
You can figure it out if you like to cook. See, we like to cook.
When I first ate here, there was one item on the menu. Do you think that keeping things simple is a good idea for people who are starting a business?
Well, I'm not going to say I think it was simple, but I think, a good idea. My father thought it was, so we kept it that way for so long because it was successful even that way. So we did.
That was his first idea. Let's have a restaurant with one plate.
One plate. You got a little of everything.
And that's all we're going to do. And so there was a simplicity in the kitchen, meaning you could just, you didn't have to keep teaching new recipes and keep training and all that.
No.
So
no,
that was
no,
efficient.
we did it. See, we just had help.
Also, you used to not have a ticket, and you had to count.
And you'd count your own beer, and you'd tell them how many beers you had, and what you had to eat.
And so that was all.
And that was it.
Honor system. And you all made money on that. So, are we saying that your dad believed in people and trusted people?
He did, very much.
Do you think that was part of the attraction to this place? That people said, I like the way I get treated there?
I think it had a lot to do with it.
Did you all speak Spanish at home?
We did.
Did you speak Spanish to your children when they were growing up?
I did.
Okay. All right. What do you
And
think
my mother
about
did too.
What do
I
you
love the idea.
But don't you think they should speak English too?
Oh yes, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? That I mean,
They
I
need
think
to
it's great.
dominate both languages.
So if someone was coming to this country today, what advice would you give them?
Learn English. You need it. I don't think a lot of people know what it really takes. They think, oh, they have a business and then they're fine, But it really is a lot of work. And like they say, you do marry into your business. I mean, you have to like what you do. And you have to, it sort of gets in your blood. I mean, you like it. You don't know why you like it, but you do.
Right.
That's what you rather do.
What do we have to put aside or put on the back burner or give up in order to run a business?
You have to give up your social life, really. You do. Because you don't have time for both. Maybe some people might think they do. We couldn't. I never could find time, even probably not even to go to the teachers' meetings, because that would be at night at 7. That's when you have you're really working.
Dinner time.
Yeah, and you just can't go.
You're 7 days a week. Has it always been 7 days a week?
It's always been 7 days.
And
a
lunch
week.
and dinner. So it's relentless. I mean, there's no time off.
Exactly.
And so maybe retail.
And I think my children probably missed that I wasn't able to go, like a lot of parents, to go to everything that they have in school. I think I made up for it. I would explain to them how much I loved them, and
Well, I think you taught them how to work, maybe.
My mother had a lot to do with that too.
So you probably can't imagine doing anything else.
I wouldn't imagine doing anything else. Just taking care of my grandchildren, probably.
There you go. That's your big goal. So you don't see yourself retiring?
No. I don't think so.
So if we come back
I haven't
and
thought of it.
Never thought of it.
Never even thought of it. And get mad at the idea of somebody telling me, why don't you retire? I don't think anything comes overnight. See, and we feel good because we did this. Well, my father, which I have a lot of respect for, and my mother, which worked so hard at it, and then we tried to do what she did, you know, my sisters and myself, and now I taught my children how to work hard because of my father and my mother. I said, don't do it for me, let's do it for them, that they started and worked so hard at it. They sacrificed so much to give us what we have today. This is what I tell my children.
With the business owners we know, work and personal lives are lived in a swirl of activity, and we don't think we have a job, but we know we have a life. I'll see you next time.
Small Business School is made possible by support from IBM. We're not just for big business anymore. At our website, discover how technology can move your business forward. When it's your business, everything matters. IBM. And the United States Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. There's no wait at the post office in your own office. USPS.com is waiting for you.
If you want to learn more about starting, running, and growing a business, come to our website, smallbusinessschool.org. There's streaming video and interactive study guides. The only way we can compete with big business is to be faster, smarter, and better. We are the engine of the American economy. We create the jobs. Small business is about big commitment. It's about sacrifice and struggle. But we do it because we say, if I don't do this, my life won't be complete.